どうも、かに座の人です。ファイナルファンタジー16続きをやっていきたいと思います。お願いいたします。というわけで、じゃあ本日の飲むお酒紹介していきましょう。本日はウイスキー。本日飲むウイスキーはこちら。どどん。はい。というわけで本日はバーボンウイスキー I.W. ハーパーゴールドメダルでございます。はい。これね、まあ本当に有名なバーボンウイスキーの一つでございます。I.W. ハーパー。本日はこちらをね、専用のグラス、ハーパーグラスを持っておりますので、そちらでハイボールにして飲みたいと思います。それでは作っていきます。はい。というわけで、飲み物の用意ができましたので乾杯したいと思います。こちらの配信動画をご覧いただいている方もよければですね、アルコール、ノンアルコール、ソフトドリンク用意していただいて一緒に乾杯してくれると嬉しいです。それでは今日も一日お疲れ様です。乾杯。うまいねうまいねI.W. ハーパー。いやー、久しぶりに飲んだ。いいな。ハーパーはね、特徴的なところで言うと、他のバーボンウイスキーより、コーン、トウモロコシを使った割合が大きいウイスキーでございますので、そのトウモロコシ由来のね、ちょっと甘やかな感じもありつつ、スムースな味わい。はい。そちらが特徴となっております。はい。でね、こちらはゴールドメダルっていう、スタンダードなボトルなんですけども、I.W. ハーパーのね、12年っていうのが一時期日本だと発売が停止になってたのかな？はい、9倍になってた気がするんですけども、またね、最近復活しているようでございまして、そのね、12年のね、ボトルがおしゃれなんですよね。すごい角張ってて、すごいトゲトゲしててね。ブランドのルブタンみたいなね、トゲトゲのボトルなんですけども、なかなかおしゃれでね、部屋にね、1個飾ってあるだけでかなりおしゃれな雰囲気が醸し出せるようなボトルでございます。もちろん味も美味しいウイスキーでございますが、12年の方もね、はい。バーボンウイスキー、興味ある方ございましたら、こちらの I.W. ハーパー買ってみてはいかがでしょうか。はい。というわけで、前回でございますが、前回はフェニックスゲートにジルと、はい、たどり着きまして、そこでね、火のドミナントみたいなね、フードの男が、逃げたというかね、遺跡に入っていったのを目撃して、後を追いかけたクライブ一行。でね、フェニックスゲートになんとかね、クライブは力を使って入ることができました。でね、その先で、なんと、クライブは自分の意識の中ですね、自分の意識というか、自分と向かい合うことになりまして、なんと、イフリート対イフリート、はい、そしてクライブ対クライブの熱い戦いがございまして、クライブもかなり反権限ができるようになりましたと。で、喜んでいるのもつかの間、前回の配信の時に訪れていた、前々回かな、訪れた村ですね。はい、こちらのイーストプールでございますね。こちらのイーストプールに戻ったところ、なんとザンブレク兵が村を焼き払っていた。そう、売国奴、母上のせいで。くそ、あいつやってくれたよ、本当に。はい、おかげで、ファンナさんとかね、帰りを待っていた人たちがいっぱいいるのに、叶わぬ夢というかね、願いとなってしまいました。はい。で、そこにね、救援という形で、シドの一行が訪れてきておりまして、助けになるんだったらシドのところへ行けというところで前回は終わりました。よし、じゃあ行ってみましょう。シドのところに。本当にね、母上は何をしてくれてんだかも
can keep running, or we can walk through this door.
そうだな。よし、じゃあ指導。
This place is getting more crowded by the day.
I tell myself the bustle's a blessing. There'll be time enough for quiet contemplation when I'm dead. So, did you find the answers you were looking for?
I still don't know what to make of this gift, curse, or whatever it is I've been given. But there is one thing I can say for certain. I am a dominant, Ifrit.
はい、前に進むことをクライブは決めましたね。
It is a burden I must bear until my dying day.
Spoken true. Forgiveness and in turn salvation can only begin with acceptance. It's a path we all must walk, no matter how colourful our histories.
Sid, you once told me that you wanted to build a place where people could die on their own terms.
I did.
I've been thinking about that. Why not a place where people can live on their
人
own
が
terms?
人として生きられる場所。
For 13 years, killing was all I knew. So obsessed with death that I never stopped to consider the lives of those around me. Lives that I see now were scarcely worth living. Be they bearers or beggars, most march blindly to their end, never realizing that they too deserve a choice. And I dare not turn a blind eye to their suffering any longer.
So, atonement then, is it?
That was the answer we found.
The only one we need.
I'll be expecting you both to pull your weight.
And we will.
Well then, with a sprinkle of fire and ice, this plan of mine might just work.
いい曲だ。
What trouble are you looking to get yourself into now?
The best kind. We're going to
Oriflame.
sneak into the Imperial
潜
capital
入。
and pay a visit to Mother.
マザークリスタルをぶっ壊す？何を考えてるんだ、指導。宣告。コートオリフレムザムレク広告。ホワイトウィルム城元老院会議室。
And the last of our farmholds in the eastern provinces has succumbed to the blight.
Without their yield, we will be hard-pressed to fill the capital's granaries before winter.
If there is a capital by then, the black creeps closer as we speak.
And yet you do naught but bawl and bluster.
Your Radiance?
ゲーか。
If it is fertile land,
新王
the
シ
Empire
ルベストル。
requires, we need but look south.
If you mean the crystalline Dominion's holdings, we are bound by mutual accord. Theirs is a neutral state whose borders we are sworn to respect.
Gentlemen, did we swear to see our people starve?
Well, I really do think that...
The gates of Oriflamme buckle at the flood of those come seeking refuge from the blight. If there is not grain enough to feed those within our walls, how, pray tell, will we feed those without? But instead of setting your minds to riddles such as these, you lock horns with an enemy from across the sea, sending our soldiers to the slaughter in their thousands. The Empire bleeds, and you sit here prattling like crones in a tea house. And you fancy yourselves leaders of men. Sandbreck is naught without her citizens. We are but their servants. If their land is being wrested away, it is our duty to claim new lands for them.
Your Radiance! You cannot mean a war of conquest.
That is exactly what I mean. It is time we expanded our dominion. This is the will of great Grieger.
There will be uproar. Then we must find a way to distract the citizenry. But how much will that cost? And what of our legions? Shall we raise the furs?
Well, someone will have to contend with the Dalmex.
I will not keep you. You all have much to do. Where is my son?
The Lord Prince is currently garrisoned at the Strait of Arthur. If it please you, I can send word requesting his immediate return to the Holy Capital.
That won't be necessary. Tell him instead to see to his wounds. Bahamut's strength will be needed again soon.
As you command.
I must have misheard. You mean to tell me that the mother crystals are the
Mother
reason the world is
crystal
dying? Are you mad?
原因
I have been called that on occasion, but no, not today.
どういうことなんだ、シド。
We've all seen it firsthand. Empty wastes where once were green meadows. Land drained so dry of its ether, not even the rats remained. But where was it all going? I spent years searching for an answer.
マザークリスタルがエーテルを吸い尽くした。
There, in the self-same crystals we look to for their so-called blessing.
なるほど。
All right, listen. Take this crystal. How does it allow us to conjure magics? Answer, by drawing ambient ether from the air. And where do these crystals come from?
That's easy. They're mined from the mother crystals.
They're one and the same. Although admittedly this here fits more easily in the pocket.
But the mother crystals are massive. Some as large as mountains.
So you see the problem. Imagine just how much ether can be drawn by something that
エー
size.
テルを吸い続けて
As
い
to where
る。
it's all going, mind? Well, I can't know everything, can I?
We are taught that the mother crystals are divine. Their ether a gift from the heavens. For centuries, nations have fought and fallen for want of that gift. If what you say is true, how did no one else see it?
Who says they didn't? Maybe the truth was inconvenient.
Inconvenient to whom, exactly?
The higher-ups? The gods themselves?
So now you want to do something about the crystals. And what? We're not helping bearers and dominants anymore.
I didn't say that. I made a promise and I intend to keep it. But if we continue down this path, there's only one fate that awaits the realm. And we can't very well set our people free if they're all lying dead in a blighted ditch. Not if we want to create a place where they can live on their own terms anyway. Sort of defeats the purpose. So, if we have to bring the old world crashing down,
すべてのマザークリスタルを破壊。
What say you? Are you with me?
I suppose it's about time I repaid your faith.
You could have just said aye. But it's nice to have you aboard all the same.
What have I got myself into? I'm going to need more than a few potions for this.
なんだかすんごいでかい話になりましたね。マザークリスタル。バリスゼアの方々に鎮座する5つの巨大なクリスタル。人々に魔法という奇跡を授け、神聖な存在として崇められてきたが、シドによればその実態は大地に息づくエーテルを無作為に搾取するものであり、黒の一体が進む原因そのものだという。なるほど。さて、どうしたものかな。サブクエも出ているが、とりあえずメインクエかな。
So what god's-forsaken corner of the realm is Sid dragging you off to this time?
Oriflamme.
The holy capital. And what business would you lot having? On second thoughts, I don't want to know.
まあいいや。
Speaking of Oriflamme, I hear the trading routes leading south have seen more than double the usual traffic. If you ask me, somewhat foul's brewing.
なるほど、オリフレムでもだいぶ流通が出ていると。
Just go and see Otto, will you?
All right.
そしたらオットーに話を聞いてみましょう。オットー、何か知っているかい？
So you're really going through with it? Sid's been talking about bringing down a mother crystal since I've known it.
ドレイクヘッド。
Talk.
He's convinced it's the right thing to do. We'll be leaving for the capital shortly.
Well, you couldn't have picked a better moment. Seems the hiding the royalists gave him wasn't enough to dampen old Sylvester's spirits. His legions are on the march again. This time, due south.
Another war.
All as the great Grieger wills.
グエリゴールのお告げ。
Bloodthirsty little miss, that one. That's God's for you, isn't it? Still, might work to our advantage on this occasion. Wars breed chaos. On the front lines.
まあ混乱に乗じてって感じですね。
With a fair wind behind them, a handful of like-minded ne'er-do-wells could melt into the back alleys of Oriflamme. No trouble. Is making it to the capital.
問題？
That's the problem.
The checkpoint.
ノースリーチの干渉。
Anyone travelling in or out of Oriflamme has to go through Northreach. Lucky for you.
お、
I might just know.
なんだオット
This.
Well, no, not that. That gets you an audience with the Dane.
ー。よく聞くお守り？
Who'll see you safely through Northreach. I'll send a Stolas in the morning. Let her know you're coming. We go way back. And she's a true friend of the cause.
なるほど。
I'm sure you'll get on like a house on fire.
That's good of you, but who is this dame, and where will I find her?
She's the proud proprietress
通称
of
マダム。
Northreach's foremost house of ill repute, the Vale. And she's quite a woman, if you know what I mean.
A woman. Right.
Don't go blinding her with your charm now, lad. I'll be expecting a full report when you get back.
なんか物言いたげな。あ、協力者連絡窓口開放。協力者連絡窓口開放。シドの隠れ家にある、協力者連絡窓口を利用できるようになった。ここでは未受注のクエストを確認したり、受注場所周辺まで移動することができる。ほえー。
Well, 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 someone's in a hurry.
Just following orders.
Funny, I never took you for the type.
Can't all be as obedient as you, Gav.
Eh?
ガブとはめちゃくちゃ気が合うな。
Fine day for a little mischief, wouldn't you say?
Is this all of us?
Actually, Gav won't be coming.
ガブはお留守番
Just
か
three of us then.
Drake's Head is the keystone of the Empire. Oriflamme's in chaos, yes, but that doesn't mean we can march an army through her gates. The fewer our numbers, the better our chances of going unnoticed. And should that plan fail, well, we have our icons to fall back on.
そんな奥の手を使うとはな。
Sid, I don't know if I can. Ifrit still seems to come and go as he pleases.
Ordinarily, priming an icon comes naturally to a dominance. But then, you are no ordinary dominance.
半権限までは
He's
ね
still got the blessing of the Phoenix, doesn't he?
できるんですが
Not to mention what he sucked out of Garuda. And did I ever tell you about how he was once the greatest shield in Rosaria? You know, I reckon he could probably cut us a path out of the capital on his own if need be.
Let's try not to find out.
We're less likely to be spotted if we travel separately.
なるほど、ばらけて。
I'll meet you in Northreach in a few days. You two behave now.
ここか。シドとジルが待っているのかな。お、シド。
Any trouble on the way?
待たせたな。
None worth mentioning.
As I was telling Jill, it's worse than I thought. The capital's crawling with soldiers.
And here I am, the deserter come home.
Which is why we'll be taking the back door.
随分と文明が発達してんな。歓楽街。お、すでに潜入済みか。ここは召喚なのか。
Cheer up, you two. Can't think of a safer place in the Empire than a... brothel.
Really? Doesn't seem very private.
So then, how do we proceed?
We'll be using the glass gate.
クリスタル搬入口。
Sunset.
Where the shards are loaded for transport. That is one of the most heavily guarded points in all of Sambrek.
まあそりゃそうだ。
But not the most, which is a start. Besides, I know a shortcut straight to the heart.
A shortcut. And how exactly did you come to know about this fatal chink in the Empire's armor?
Let's just say I may have attempted
前科あり
something similar before.
さすが指導
And may have ended up running for dear life after being discovered by Bahamut, but that's not important.
Sid, if the mother crystals truly are the cause of the blight,
If you wound me, Jill.
what I'm trying to say is, if the powers that be know all of this, why do they sit idle and allow it to continue?
In case you haven't noticed, the God-fearing people of this realm and their pious leaders care for but one thing, themselves. And they'll do whatever it takes to hold on to power. The rest of us are just a means to an end. The moment you raise your voice against them, you're decried as an outlaw, clapped in irons and slung in a cell to rot.
An outlaw.
なのでね、国が絡んでる
Whoever
と
controls the crystals controls the realm. But our kind can wield magic without them. To our rulers, we must seem the most convenient of tools. And the most dangerous.
ああ、まあそうだよな
But what makes them think they have the right to use us? To leave us to die when our bodies are spent?
Does a nobleman weep for a broken mug? A torn tunic? Our fate means nothing to them. No, this isn't a battle you can win with words. Believe me, I've tried. Nothing ever gets through. The world is simply not ready to listen. So to hell with talking. If they won't give us a say, we'll decide our fates another way. You can't blame a man for wanting to bring an end to all this, can you?
I can't. But what of all the people you mean to rob of their comforts? Are you happy for them to call you outlaw?
Sid the Outlaw.
大悪党指導
Ah, that'll do, mate.
You might at least pretend to take this seriously.
Have a little faith, Jill. Even if you don't think much of my choice of digs. If it means my deeds will be remembered, I'll gladly play the role of villain. But first, we have a gate to crash. And once we're in, there'll be no turning back. So you best make ready. The world won't save itself.
はいはいはい。それでノースリーチからマザークリスタルドレイクヘッドやってみましょう。お、これから物語が大きく展開し引き返すことができなくなります。やり残したことがないように気をつけましょう。これサブクエとかって期間限定なのかな、どうなんだろう。まあいっか。マザークリスタルドレイクヘッド。
There are not nearly enough men here.
Then it's fortunate the city guard doesn't take sentry assignment as seriously as you do. This bodes well.
That'll be a first. This may not be such a terrible plan after all.
And what exactly is that supposed to mean?
Only that your last secret shortcut was nowhere near as secret as you claimed.
まあ無事に
Well, that's half the fun.
抜けられたっていうところだ
Life's too
ね。
short for perfect plans. You want a plan that'll keep you on your toes, stop you growing old and complacent.
Worked for you, has it?
人生の先輩からの。
Clive, my boy, even life's smallest challenges offer the opportunity to grow and to change. You must embrace these moments. Allow them to suffuse your heart with a deep sense of
ご
fulfillment.
公説が。
Narrowly escaping death at the hands of an enemy is not my idea of fulfillment.
Something wrong?
Not at all. Just wondering if the two of you had finished.
Right. We make for the Mother Crystal's heart as planned.
怖っ。
Destroy it and the whole thing should come tumbling down.
And if the passage to the inner sanctum is guarded?
Then we embrace the
ク
moment
リ
and
ス
use it
タ
to
ル
grow
神
change.
殿。クリスタルの牢獄。
Come on, this way.
行くぜ。
Try to stay out of sight.
了解だ。
Obviously.